everybody, Martyn the Flick and Feathers again today, and I'm tying this weedless wide gate popper. Let's articulate it, as you can see. As always, we'll stick a materials list in the description, along with a link to the Patreon page for anyone who wants to support the channel, get access to the members only content and be entered into the giveaways. So, I've got the rear hook here in the vise. This is a TNS, it's an offset worm hook. It's 2/0. Up to yourself the size you tie it. Obviously if you're using a different brand you'll need to experiment, because the sizes don't always match up between manufacturers. Just got to start some 6/0 Danville's flat wax nylon, like the wee bit heavier thread, and I wound that onto a wee bit of super glue. So first thing I'm going to take a Silli leg. I mean, obviously just tie this in whatever colour. I'm going for this sort of chartreuse and olive. Got to cut it in half, tie it in, just a couple of turns is plenty, fold it back like that, pretty good. And then we're going to grab some olive saddle, Hackle. This is just strung saddle. We're going to get 4 similar feathers. And a couple there. And we'll do them, I'll just tie them in a pair at a time on each side. And I'm not going to expose any stem or anything, I'm just going to tie right down on top of it. Length, slightly longer than the hook, maybe a quarter of the hook length to a half a hook length at the back. So I'll tie them so that they're sort of, the dull side's facing out and they're splayed over the rubber leg. Come in, trim my waist. Scissors, a better job. There we go. Now this is all got to be covered up, but it's good if you take that wee couple of seconds to make sure it's tied and tidy, covered up. It does make a more durable fly. Same on this side. You can just position these before you tie back on them and lock them in place. Then I'll put a bit of glue on my thread, just a couple inches, and wind into that, into the butt pieces. You're just adding an extra layer of durability to the fly, really. Take away any excess. And I'll grab another one of these hackles. Looking for something quite long in the fibre, good bit of web to it, like this one. Oops. and I'll tie it this way. So I've just got it at the kind of start of the webbed area. I'm going to tie it in sort of tip end first, as you would if you were tying like a hen hackle on a wet fly. And then just wind this, get these soft fibres, and even some of this sort of fluff, I like that. It's all movement. When you get to the front, come across your thread, anything that's going forward, just sweep it back and tie over it and build a wee neat head. And that's too strong to break without busting my head, so I'll just trim it away. And whip finish. Two. Right, I mean this is going to get pulled through weed and sticks and all this, it's wet it. Wee bit of super glue again. And if you follow this with head cement like varnish, you get a very, very hard, durable head. So we'll just quickly rub away the excess, right? You'll no stick, as long as you keep moving you'll no stick, right? Don't worry. You only stick when you stop, right? And then just come in with the varnish over the top. Pick up my needle to clear the excess. I can set that aside. Grab a 25mm fish spine, right? And force the hook into it. Stick that like that. Now, it is a good idea to get a scrap of foam off your desk. You could even cut a bit specifically for this. And put it over that hook point. Right, because you will stick yourself. And it's no nice, right? The foam costs you a penny. It's worth it. Just bang on the same thread on a wee bit of super glue again, and when I get right to the back, just be careful at that junction and close this loop, right? Oops. Maybe a bit more glue there. There's no harm. The junction, I like a bit of olive marabou. And it doesn't need to be good. I'm using this kind of, like, some of these feathers are a bit crappy. You always got a couple of feathers in the, when you buy the select marabou. You got a couple of feathers in the packets usually that are no, you know, you couldn't wind them as a spay hackle or anything, so they're great for this. Right, take a clump, just got to tie it on the top here. Sort of cover that junction. And then a bit of red on the underside just for a wee splash of colour. Bleeding frog. Cover it all up. Take another pair of legs. We'll tie two. Just get the full length of the leg. Two sort of, I like them to come back like to the still inside, nearly the length of the trailing hook, but still inside the bend. Right, that way they can't, well, they can tangle, but they'll not tangle as much. If they're longer than that, if they're long enough to go around the back, they'll definitely snag up. Trim that. And then I'm just going to measure my head, see where it's got to sit. I'm just using the Howitzer heads here from Flymen. And that looks pretty good. The thread, I don't know how well you can see, the tie-in of the rubber legs is about in line with the longest part of the popper head here, right? Although it's cupped in the back, that's about where I want it. Right, because I'm going to use the head to push back, and if it's too far forward, the legs will just, the legs will be pushed so they're angled back like this, to kind of sit out to the side and give you a bit more movement. Now I'm going to grab another of these olive saddle hackles, nice big one. You can use hen if you want, but when it's this size you'll go through a few. Turn that off. If that marabou's in your way, just wet your fingers and slick it back a wee bit. Although it doesn't make any odds really. When you get to your hackle, when you get to your rubber legs with your hackle, bring the hackle in front. And build that up. And any waist, just tie it in this, as you thicken this with the catching the waist, and it gives a better base for the glue for the popper. Now, just to finish off this collar, I'm going to take a bunch of marabou, just the same stuff, or you can obviously use a contrasting colour. Trim the butts. Take a couple of loose wraps. I'm just going to spread it around the shank, right, like that. sweep it back, and I'm going to take the thread in front, but I'm not going to tie over it in, right? I'm going to let it be all puffy like this, right? And you should see it's roughly the distance. The distance I've got here between the marabou tie off and the rubber leg is about the same distance as from the back edge of the popper head to the inside of the back cup. Right. Wet the marabou, so it's out your way. If you feel you need to, you can thicken up this thread base, but don't go back against the marabou. Right, you don't want to press the marabou back. Hit finish. Now, you can just wet that, or you could use a wee clip. I'm going to use Liquid Fusion. It's quite a good adhesive for these, I find. It's better than super glue, and it's easier than epoxy. Get it on, and push it back. Give it time to work, so make sure it's even. And when you take that away, the marabou still wants to press forward against it. It gives you that nice collar. There you go. That's the popper done. I'm just going to add my eyes. Use super glue for these because they're in the recess. Right, it's very hard for them to come out. It's a 6mm eye on this size of howitzer head. I'm just using these wee gold dome eyes. Oops. Push them in. Same on the other side. And the fly's done, basically. Now that will still move that head, but the glue needs to set up basically. Takes a couple hours for the Liquid Fusion to set, but when it sets it's nice and strong. But as I say, if you want to use epoxy, if you want to use something else, that's up to you. So here you go, that's a weedless bass popper. It's really good for in the slop and all that. Weed beds, through brush and all that. It's an all-terrain, your all-terrain top water fly. So I hope that was useful, I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please give me a thumbs up below and subscribe to the channel. Tight lines guys, bye.